for Le'ilei Nishmas Isser Ben Aring, who was nifter this past week. So on the first day of Adar, they would make they would make an announcement that everyone needed to bring their shkalim in, and they should check their fields for klayim. And when the people they would check their fields for klayim. Afterward, they would send messengers from Basin to go look at the fields just to make sure that there was no klayim in them. So when people started to see that, they decided, we'll just let the messengers from Basin, they'll just clean our fields. And they were throwing the klayim to the side of the field, and the people, they just said, we'll feed it to our animals, and you're not allowed to have any pleasure, or you're not allowed to do anything with the klayim. So they weren't allowed to do that, and so Basin, they decided that they're going to take the klayim and they're going to throw it onto the road so the wagons run it over. But still, people, they were still too lazy, and they still didn't want to check their fields. So they said, they're still checking it for us. And when Basin saw that people still weren't checking the fields for klayim, then Basin made a law that if any of the messengers from Basin, if they find any klayim in anyone's field, then the whole field is hefker, and anyone's allowed to take from it. The limbs of the carbon tamid, nitanin mechatzi kadesh, they would be put from the halfway point of the ram, ulamata, and lower b'mizrach, in the eastern corner. V'shal musafin, and the limbs of the carbon musaf, nitanin, they were put mechatzi kadesh, from the halfway point of the ram, ulamata, and lower b'marav, in the western corner. So Rashi Chadashim and Rosh Chodesh, nitanin al karka famizbeach, they would put it from 3/4 of the mizbeach, malmala, and upper. And the reason why they would do that is because the people would see the limbs of the carbon for Rosh Chodesh, and they would know that it was Rosh Chodesh. Hashkalim v'bikurim, the mitzvah of shkalim v'bikurim, inai hagen, we don't have a minute to do them, ella only b'fnei avais, when the Beis HaMikdash is up. Aval, but Meiser Dagan, the mitzvah of giving Meiser from all your grains, Meiser Behema, and Meiser from your animals, V'abachai and Bachai rice. Nehagin, we have a minute to do them, bein b'fnei avais, whether the Beis HaMikdash is up, bein shaloi b'fnei avais, whether the Beis HaMikdash isn't up. Hamakdash shkalim v'bikurim, if someone makes shkalim if someone makes money kadash bikurim, or he takes fruit and he makes a kadash and he turns them into bikurim, harez a kadash, they are kadash, and he's not allowed to use any of them. So if he makes money kadash, he needs to take them and bury them so no one can get them, or throw them into the ocean. And if someone makes fruits kadash and he makes them into bikurim, then he needs to let them rot because he's not allowed to eat them. Rabbi Shimon says, if someone says bikurim kadosh, these bikurim are kadosh, einan kadosh. They aren't really kadosh because you're not allowed to make bikurim. He says that you're not allowed to make bikurim kadosh, but you are allowed to make shkalim kadosh.